Just wow, I'm lost for words at this point. J.J. McCarthy has entered the concussion protocol. Hello, my name's Ollie and welcome back to another episode on the 4th and SKOL YouTube channel. J.J. McCarthy has entered the concussion protocol. Up steps Max Brosmer. To be honest, I do not know what to think these days. Kevin O'Connell confirmed in his Monday presser that JJ was experiencing concussion symptoms on the plane back home from that embarrassing 23-6 loss in Green Bay. Our divisional rivals pretty much completely eliminating the Vikings from all playoff contention. It was an ugly game, way too many sacks, way too many costly errors on special teams, defense, and on offense on all three phases. And that pretty much is what it boils down to this season. And we just haven't been good enough at all, anywhere near good enough in all three phases. I wouldn't put this season solely on J.J. McCarthy. Yes, he has been bad at points. Yes, he has been disappointing. But there's been so many costly mistakes. Miles Price again on the weekend. You know, for every good punt return he has, he's made an absolute howler in the process. The Minnesota Vikings defense as well just can't pick up a turnover to save their lives. How many do we have in that Bengals game? 4 or 5 in total. But this season, compared to last season, it has been absolutely atrocious. They've struggled deeply against the run as well and had a bend but don't break sort of approach in the pass game. It's just not been good enough. It's not been effective. It's not been aggressive enough, you know, what we're used to with this Brian Flores defense. Now then, Max Brosmer, the undrafted free agent, looked really, really promising in pre-season. He beat out the likes of Sam Howell to get that QB3 position in the side. People are talking about his quick release, his calmness, his composure, very accurate with the ball too. Polar opposites to JJ so far, what we've seen this season. JJ has been very high and low, very emotional, very amped up, and we've not seen consistent plays from him this year at all. The release has been too slow, these long developing plays have been too slow. I believe that's a bit on KOC too, but I think when JJ has had the time to throw the ball, accuracy has been a key issue. We saw it for the second interception on Sunday, the ball sailing over Jalen Naylor's head for a key in game sealing interception. It's just been happening too far often, in all honesty. I think he becomes the first QB since Christian Ponder in 2012 to throw 2 or more interceptions in 3 consecutive games. Just not good enough. And I think this is where I'm torn with J.J. McCarthy. I'm torn because I was one of the guys that was rallying to give him time, to be patient. But is enough this season? Are we doing him sort of more harm than good in this regard? Are we absolutely destroying his confidence in his development completely? I think we're potentially erring on that side of the line. Concussion protocol or not, letting Max Brosmer take the reins just for a game or two will give McCarthy a bit of time away, a little bit of breathing space, a little bit of time to practice those mechanics. And I think the mechanics is the big thing, right? J.J. McCarthy is trying to change his mechanics, change the way he throws the football mid-season. These are things that take time. These are things that take many, many reps through the off-season. And this is trying to be a fix mid-season while you're preparing for different types of defenses in crucial divisional games. It's difficult. It's just not going to happen. With J.J. McCarthy in Michigan, it was very much a run-heavy offense, and they relied on him to make the crucial throw on second down or third down. But on the majority of the time, it was a run-heavy offense. And the mechanics and the way that Kevin O'Connell wants JJ to play is entirely different. I do feel sorry for him. There are parts of me that feels dramatically sorry for him. The team as a whole hasn't been up to the Viking standards at all. And you can see on some of the clips of the All-22, some of them just simply aren't JJ's fault. You know, having a second or a second half to react before Micah Parsons is in your face. It's tough going for any QB, Tom Brady or Sam Darnold in Seattle. It's tough going, let alone for a rookie quarterback in his first year starting. It's tough. We wanted J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell to rely a little bit more on the run game, and they were doing that in the first half. The game got away from them in the second half. You can argue there was still time on the clock to run the football, but we were seeing positive signs. He was starting to check down the ball a little bit more when nothing was on. But it's when the Vikings started to get behind in the game, it's when the pressure starts to mount. And this specific plan that Kevin O'Connell has put into place, these long developing plays, come to fruition. It all goes a little bit Pete Tom. But we have seen on the times where he isn't able to overthink, where he's just able to just go out there and make the plays, i.e. in the fourth quarter against Chicago or in a Detroit Lions game. He looks great when he does that. He comes up clutch, he wins the game, but it's when he has time to think that's the problem. So I don't know what to think. I'm not completely off the JJ train just yet. I think there is still a QB there, but he's going to take a lot longer than we all first thought. I'm all up for Max Brosmer coming in and seeing what he can do. There are a lot of similarities being thrown online to the Brock Purdy, Max Brosmer situation. I think Brock Purdy was a diamond in the rough, but never say never in the NFL. We do not know. But that situation with the 49ers in particular, where their number one pick, Trey Lance, goes down, Jimmy Garoppolo, their experienced quarterback, goes down, Carson Wentz, the Vikings case, and then Max Brosmer steps up. I think it was both in week 13 as well, which is scarily similar. I don't want any pressure to be put on Max. It is what it is. It's a tough situation. Down to our third quarterback on the season. It's just rough overall. We should not be celebrating that in the slightest. So don't be surprised if our offense stutters again against one of the best defenses in the league against Seattle. The narratives will be there with Sam Darnold, and it's going to be rough to see the national media pick us to shreds on the decision to let Darnold walk. And now looking at the Vikings' position in the year, it's tough. It's a tough one to take. I, for one, am not going to slate that decision too much. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. No one had a crystal ball. We've seen what Sam Darnold has done against the Rams so far in the regular season with the Seattle Seahawks. So we'll just see what happens in the playoffs. But there's no denying the two teams are in completely different worlds right now. I think there's going to be a lot of change in the off-season. We've got some experienced veterans, Adam Thielen, Harrison Smith, who could be bowing out in tough circumstances. Some question marks will be asked of Kwesi. He signed big veterans on big contracts, Hargrave and Allen for one, and gave up Cameron Bynum as well. He's going to have some questions to answer for. Again, we don't have a crystal ball, and it's harsh to make a judgment on those calls, but as the GM, that's your job. To just wrap this video up and just to try and summarize what I'm saying here is, patience is a virtue until it isn't. How long do you give someone to develop? How long do you give someone before they're damaging themselves and damaging the team? We all knew that after that Chicago Bears loss, that was pretty much the season. But we've seen from Judge's performance in the past 3 games, it's gone from bad to worse. And at the heart of it, this is a 22-year-old kid who needs to be protected from himself. And it's that Kevin O'Connell quote that stands out to me about organisations failing young quarterbacks. And it just sort of rings true in this moment in time. But yes, guys, put your comments down below. What are your thoughts on J.J. McCarthy being in the concussion protocol? Is he likely to start against the Seattle Seahawks? I don't quite think he is. How will Max Brosmer do if he does start? And if he puts up mad numbers, 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns, would you like to see him, start the rest of the season and beyond? This season has been an absolute disaster, and honestly, I'm ready to just put the NFL away and get ready for the playoffs, to be honest. But anyways, thank you very much for watching and listening, and as always, SKOL Vikes. Thank you.